So, what qualities does it take to be a good CIO?
I think the main one that's helped me in the last year is you have to be able to establish trust with stakeholders. Stakeholders being senior stakeholders in the business, your own staff, your customers, and it's about being able to create that trust relationship. And I think if you can do that, to be honest, most things just kind of flow from it. So I think I'd say it's primarily about trust. It's about a desire to help your colleagues to achieve the strategic objectives that they're trying to aspire to. So thinking about them and where they're trying to get to and how you are going to help them. And I think that's what makes the difference.
What would you say has been your biggest challenge so far?
Well, I think some of the biggest challenge is actually trying to establish that trust relationship. IT departments are often seen as blockers to things. People, particularly in the modern world, where people kind of almost have IT on tap and turn up with all of the solutions that they've decided they want, and you have to somehow navigate through convincing them that the things that you want them to do are important, so whether that's kind of data compliance or regulations or conformance, yet at the same time you convince them that you are trying to get them to where they want to be. And I think that's quite a close line, because as an IT director or CIO, people often don't realise you have a conformance and a governance role. They just think you can just do whatever you want to do, and you actually are owning the governance of the IT for the university, or in my case. So I think it's treading that line, so you stay on the side where people value you and trust you and want to engage with you, yet at the same time that allows you to help them to go in the right direction that's the right for the organisation overall, not just their kind of particular thing. And that's quite a challenging tightrope to walk.
And what do you consider has been your biggest achievement?
This year it's been, I think it's been achieving a relationship with some of my key colleagues that means that they want me to be involved in driving strategic change. Not IT change, just strategic change. So I've been very proud of the fact that I now am asked to and wanted to be involved with key business leaders within the organisation to enact strategic change. And I think that makes me very proud, because that's not an IT role, that's about seeing the department that I run and my contribution to be of value to them.
What's your next big goal, both personally and professionally?
Professionally, I think I've set an aspiration that I want my IT department within the university to be the best IT department, not just in the university, but I want it to be up with the leading IT departments across any sector. That's a continuing challenge, because that goal is always moving, so it's how you keep doing that. So that means we have to keep improving everything we do all of the time, and that is challenging because that's hard work. So I think as a department, it's about just making sure we are continually improving and always getting better. Personally, I think it's to build more on this strategic engagement with the university and with the senior management and with my colleagues driving their business initiatives, because we've got a very diverse set of business initiatives now as universities are being pushed in to do more and more things. And I think the bit that I feel that I could like to do a bit more of is then contributing back a little bit to some of the kind of more up and coming and developing people in the sector. I do that within my own organisation. I think I'd like to do a bit more of that sector wide, which I've started to do a bit of.
What's the most useful piece of careers advice you've ever received?
The most useful bit of career advice was stop being an IT director and be a senior member of the organisation. And that worked. To stop the IT bit is part of your role, but you're a senior leader of this organisation. You need to lead this organisation, and that's worked really well. And it wouldn't have been something I'd have thought of if I hadn't been told, to be honest.
What careers advice would you pass on to others?
Well, in a way, I've already started that particular piece of advice. I've started to pass on to others now, because it was proved very useful to me, and it's not something you naturally think about when you're doing your day job. But I think the key thing for people within an IT organisation trying to develop their careers is that bit about be seen to be a strategic partner, be seen to care about where people are trying to get to, and be seen to be supportive in that direction. And I think if you get that right, to be honest, most of the other stuff is relatively straightforward.